Okay, so Mick, thanks very much for coming on to talk to me.
That's okay.
Now, can I just say, I know myself and many others are looking forward to you coming down to Bedonwell
Thanks, Graham.
on the 14th of December to do the workshop on working at relational depth.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if you wouldn't mind just giving us a little bit more detail and your thoughts around a couple of things. First of all, could you explain what working in relational depth means, please?
Mm-hmm. Well, relational depth is those moments with clients where we have a real deep sense of connection, contact, where we feel really deeply, powerfully engaged in a kind of profound way. And therapists talk about experiencing those moments. We know clients talk about experiencing those moments of deep connection. And they seem, from the research we've been doing, and I think from people's experience, that they're very important moments in therapy. So the workshop's going to be about exploring these moments and thinking about how they occur, what impact they have, and particularly what facilitates them. And that will be really the second part of the workshop. We'll be looking at the facilitating factors, how we can go about allowing more depth of connection in our therapy. I mean, of course, we know that relational depth is not something we can create or force. And it can't really be a technique, but it's about trying to understand a bit more about these moments of deep connection and maybe what we can do to allow them to emerge more in the work.
Okay, so it's an interactive workshop.
It's a very interactive workshop. It's going to be very experiential. There'll be some input from me, talking about some of the research and findings we've done, but a lot of it's going to be self-exploration. We'll be doing things like looking at what are your particular barriers to connection. We'll be looking at how you've experienced relational depth in your life. So for participants, it's going to be a very engaging, I hope, and but certainly interactive workshop. There won't be too much talking from me.
Okay. And in terms of what you might, from your experience of running this workshop before, what might you expect people to gain from the workshop?
Well, I think generally participants have found it really, really useful, and you can see there's actually some feedback on my website. People are interested from evaluation forms. I think what people say is it really makes them think about what it means to relate to depth. They don't come away with any easy answers about, well, you do this, this, and this, but it encourages them to think about it and to think about it in their lives, to think about their own connections with people and how that might interact with what happens in therapy. And to really feel, often they come away with a sense of the importance of these moments of deep connection, and of course connecting with others at the workshop as well.
Okay, so it's interactive. They participate actively during the day. They're going to be sharing their own experiences. They'll be encouraged to think about that before.
If they're happy to, and of course, people don't need to share if they don't want to, but yeah, they're invited to.
Yeah. But you tend to think it works well if people are willing to bring some of their experiences to the workshop?
I guess as counsellors, we work with ourselves, and exploring these issues for ourselves is often very important in being able to bring that into the work with our clients. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mick, look, thanks very much for that. I mean, I can say that there's been a lot of interest in the workshop so far, and I'm hoping that by you just explaining in a little bit more detail what relational depth means to you, how the workshop's going to work on the day. I think that will encourage more people to think about coming along, and hopefully they'll get the kind of experiences from it that you've described.
Well, thanks a lot, Graham. I look forward very much to coming down.
Okay, so I look forward to seeing you, Mick, on the 14th of December at Bedonwell Counselling in Folkestone.